Hi, I'm Max, and we're QuantPi. I'm presenting you the project result on using subgroup discovery to determine time of applicability of malware detection systems. Shortly on QuantPi, we're a startup, and our mission is to help organizations understand their AI systems. We aspire to bring transparency and systematically identify risks and hidden value. For the ELSA project, we've tackled a cybersecurity issue. Smartphones and other handheld devices have become ubiquitous, which makes them an attractive target for malicious actors. App stores are increasingly populated with malware apps. To detect such apps, especially when they contain new forms of malicious code, malware detector systems need to be updated and re-evaluated consistently, which is typically done by human experts. In this project, we investigate subgroup discovery as a means to semi-automate this process. That is, we strive to quantify data drift and inform when the detector should be retrained to maintain a good detection performance. Let me explain to you the basics of subgroup discovery first. A subgroup is an interesting association between attributes and a target variable, here the prediction of the model, marked in purple. Consider this dataset with n samples and k different attributes. The subgroup, selecting everything with age smaller than 61, characterizes all samples that are accurately predicted, and that can be considered interesting. In our project, we consider conjunction between attributes to characterize data. An example, a subgroup characterizing all males which are also age 50 and below. However, finding such subgroups is traditionally expensive because all combinations must be computed to score their interestingness. However, recent test techniques like diffmaps utilize machine learning techniques that scale to very large datasets. Finding such subgroups, however, that characterize high errors does not necessarily make them transfer to new data from the same distribution, which is an issue. On disjoint but similar datasets, we demand the discovered subgroups to characterize similar properties. Otherwise, they are likely overfitting to spurious correlations in the data. We have evaluated three different subgroup discovery techniques and have observed this overfitting behavior for a more traditional approach, greedy sequential covering, on the left. Diffnaps, however, provides very strong characterization performance and also on a holdout set, such that the generalization performance of the model is good. Note, though, that generalization is not the only quality assurance required, given that it is easy to find subgroups that generalize well. Each subgroup must also be significantly different from a random drawn subgroup set. Summarizing, subgroup discovery as a technique can characterize the data by finding reliable associations between attributes and the model prediction. Under the assumption that malware apps change over time, these associations are likely to degrade over time. We utilize this degradation to inform when a retraining is recommended. For each detector, we evaluate the drift per dataset over time and can provide a recommendation for retraining. Here we show our output results. We desire the blue dots to lie within the green band, which designates a good characterization of the subgroups for each of the quarters of the year. Do the dots fall below into the yellow or red band, our metric recommends retraining. In the end, we strive to maintain the model in such a way that its detector error is as low as possible for future subsets. In this instance, the model has been trained on data between 2017 and 2019. Note that data from the first quarter of 2020 has very poor characterization. We follow the implied recommendation and retrain the model, now including the first two quarters of 2020. Here, we observe a significant reduction of errors from 4% down to 2%, and overall a better characterization performance for subsequent datasets. For this instance, the first two quarters of 2021 are within the yellow band. We subsequently perform an additional retraining and find further detector error improvements. In addition, characterization of all subsequent datasets now lie within the green band. Within the limits of our data and only looking forward, we see no reason to retrain the model. Thank you for listening. If you have questions or feedback, we look forward to hear from you. This has been in collaboration with Antoine Gauthier, our chief scientist, with Gilles Vreken and his group from CISPA, and we thank ELSA for funding this project.